Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, is going viral. I'm telling you, a elementary school teacher was teaching her students and she gave them an example of Shedeur Sanders of how not to quit. Shedeur Sanders went through what he went through, but he didn't give up on chasing his dream. And she told the students, hey, his father is Deion Sanders, one of the best football players that ever played the game. And Shedeur was projected to be a first-round draft pick quarterback last year, but somehow he didn't go where he was expected. But guess what? Shedeur Sanders didn't quit on his dream. He finally got drafted in the 5th round, 144 pick. And hear me on this. And the students that she was talking to, they was familiar with the story. They was familiar with Shedeur Sanders' circumstance. Let's listen to this elementary teacher talking and teaching her kids a lesson about how not to give up.
He didn't care if he was first, he didn't care if he was last, because you know what? His dream came true. Shedeur Sanders. He's just not any type of player. He's Deion Sanders' son. Deion Sanders is one of the best athletes to play in the NFL. People called him prime time. He was a superstar. Then his son came along. They were constantly comparing him to his dad. Is he as good as his dad? Can he live up to prime time? He built his own name. He walked the walk and he talked the talk. When draft time came along, like for sure, this dude is gonna get drafted so high. Round 1 comes and round 1 ends and he still doesn't get a call. He's still waiting for his moment. Finally,
You almost here. Game on the Saints.
For sure.
I think you was our next pick right here, man.
Yeah, this said let's be legendary. You said we don't have to wait a little bit longer.
Hey Saints fans, this is Tyler Shuck. I'm so excited to be
you realize what just happened.
They picked Tyler Shuck instead of him.
So, yes, but everybody waits for the what? The phone call. The Saints call Shedeur Sanders and say, okay, you're up, you're on the Saints. And they say, you're gonna have to wait a little bit more. And even you said it, you're like, what does that mean, wait a little bit longer? We pan, and he's expecting to sit in front of the TV and see the Saints pick and say Shedeur Sanders, and it's Tyler Shuck. Well, come to find out, that wasn't a call from the Saints. That was a prank call. That was a prank call. That was somebody pranking him because they thought it was funny to mess with someone's dreams. So imagine.
Wait, so it wasn't the GM?
It was not the GM.
Was it a random person?
It was a prank call. He's been waiting, expected to go round 1, and his name doesn't get called. So here he goes in, confident. He doesn't lose hope in himself. He knows what he's capable of. Round 2 and 3, it's Friday, and his phone finally rings, and he picks up, and it's the Saints, and he thinks he's going to the Saints, and then he looks at the TV, and he's not going to the Saints. Come to find out, it was a prank call. But don't think, oh my God, I can't believe the Saints did this. This was not the Saints that prank called him. So this wasn't the Saints. Can I be honest with you about who prank called him? Falcons. His son found Shedeur Sanders' phone number and called to prank call him. Well, you know, we talk about we all have our moments. He decided to mess with someone's moment.
That's why I hate
Yes.
the Falcons.
That's right.
And he got Jose.
He could have easily been angry, but instead he decided to continue to be patient, continue to wait for his moment. And finally, in the 5th round of the draft, the Cleveland Browns, he got his real call.
Yes!
And he was now the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
His 140 foot.
He didn't care if he was first, he didn't care if he was last, because you know what? His dream came true. His dream came true.
That's the elementary school teacher talking about Shedeur Sanders to her students, letting them know, don't give up on your dreams. No matter what happens, no matter your circumstances, don't give up on your dreams. And you can tell the kids, they was familiar with the Shedeur Sanders story. you can expect Shedeur Sanders' story to be on a big screen one day. I promise you that. It's coming. It's coming. It's going to be big time. Shedeur Sanders, legendary. Wrist up. You got to wrist up. You got to wrist up because we know what the NFL did to him. Yeah, they colluded against him. All 32 owners. Even though the Cleveland Browns owner drafted him in the 5th round, I just believe he was in on it too. He didn't have no choice. Yeah, he didn't have no choice because of that Deshaun Watson contract also. And then again, you got to factor in Deion Sanders. She told you, hey, his father is Deion Sanders. The NFL put all that stuff together in their ingredients and held it against Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders didn't do nothing. He haven't done nothing since I've been watching him. Nothing negative at all. Nothing. Haven't said anything. He watched what he say. He watched how he moved. He been a straight professional, not just a professional athlete, but just a outstanding citizen so far since I've been covering Shedeur Sanders. I started watching him at Jackson State, and I ain't seen nothing bad about Shedeur Sanders. I just haven't. I mean, if you want to throw in a speed ticket, okay, you won on that one. But that's it. That's it when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. So you got to say congratulations to his father and his mother and also his brothers, Bucky and Shiloh, for the way, and the sisters too, the way the family had carried themselves along with Shedeur Sanders. I'm sure each one of them have played a role in Shedeur Sanders' life. But hey, it is what it is. But Shedeur Sanders is getting ready for year 2. He's getting ready for year 2 in this upcoming season. He got a new head coach. He got a new offense coordinator. He got a new quarterback coach. Everything's going to be different this year. I'm through talking about the 2025 NFL draft. It's over with, right? We are done talking about the way Kevin Stefanski treated Shedeur. I'm through with that. That's in the past. Done with the double standards in the media when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. They trying to lift up Fernando Mendoza. They said Shedeur patted the ball, but guess what? Mendoza doing the same thing. They said Shedeur Sanders skipped out on attending the NFL draft. Well, guess what? Mendoza doing the same thing, you know, but they put him on a pedestal, right? Mendoza is clearly privileged due to his, you already know what it is. He privileged to that. That's why they applauding that. They like that. They didn't like that last year when Shedeur did it, but that's okay. No one cares about it now. It's time to look ahead. It's time for Shedeur to go out there and put that work in. Last year, we saw flashes of Shedeur Sanders, but with no preparation from the head coach and the coaching staff. Last year, we saw flashes. Everybody keeps saying last year he showed flashes. Well, last year we saw flashes with no practice rep. Last year we saw flashes with 6 or 7 starters out with injury on the offensive line for weeks. That was last year. We done talking about last year. Yeah, it's a new year. It's his time. This year we will see consistent from Shedeur Sanders. This year there will be lots of preparation. This year there will be lots of coaching and teaching and people who want to see Shedeur succeed. This year, in year 2, Shedeur Sanders will receive starters practice rep from OTAs, minicamp, and training camp. This year, Shedeur Sanders will play with a fully healthy roster starting out in week 1. A revamped offensive line, a true number 1 wide receiver, whether they get it from free agent or the draft, or Jerry Judy just going to have to step up and don't drop the ball. He got to catch the ball if he going to be a true number 1 wide receiver for Shedeur Sanders this year. This year, we will see the real Shedeur Sanders this year in 2026 up under new leadership, the head coach, the new defensive coordinator, everybody getting off to a fresh start, and we getting ready for year 2. Year 2 is loading, and Shedeur Sanders is their franchise quarterback. And if everything go right, and if everything goes like we expect it to go, and Shedeur put in the time, and we already know Todd Monken gonna give him a shot, Shedeur Sanders gonna walk away being a QB1 and a franchise quarterback. It wasn't the idea, the perfect idea that we wanted Shedeur Sanders to be in, but hey, long as he's continued to work, only thing we want to see him develop right. What I mean by develop, I want to see his pocket presence better this year up under Todd Monken. I want to see his internal clock work well and go off well up under Todd Monken. I also want to see Shedeur Sanders throw with anticipation. That comes with trust. Shedeur already done said that if I trust you and I know you gonna be where I want you to be, yeah, that's throwing with anticipation. That's what I want to see from Shedeur, and cut down off the interception. If he can do that, if Todd Monken can get Shedeur to do that, Cleveland Browns have found their franchise quarterback. Now, some other players got to come along the way because Shedeur can't do it by himself. Some other players got to pull their weight too. Myles Garrett got to pull his weight on the defensive side, right? We got Malik Collins. He coming back from that defensive tackle. He got injured last year. He got to pull his weight. Denzel Ward got to pull his weight also. Titus Campbell, another defensive back. They got to pull their weight. Also, linebacker Carson Swetson. They got to pull their weight. They can't have no fall off this year. They can't have no fall off this year. We need everybody to step up. Not just Shedeur. We need everybody to step up. We need the wide receivers room to step up. Jerry Jeudy, play better. Catch the ball. Don't drop the ball. Right? We need him to play. Quinshon Johnson, we need you to stay healthy. Quinshon Johnson, we need you to play better. Harold Fanning, you balled out last year, but can you ratchet up or not? We need everybody to play better with Shedeur Sanders up under the new head coach, Todd Monken. And if they do that, and if you look at the schedule, Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, they going to make the playoff. Yeah, I said it. Shedeur Sanders and the new Cleveland Browns will make the playoff. You heard it all right here on Sports Talk. Will P. Watts. Do me a favor. You got to do me a solid. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Hey, I'll drop another video later on. All right? I'm working today. I'll probably make about 3 or 4 shows today. All right? I'm working.
What flavor sound are you bringing to the team this year? Oh, I got a lot of staying to.
Shaboing boing.
That boy got 2 shaboing boings in there. Frame Morgan.
Don't piss me off, dog.
What it is, Jet?
It's hey now. I'm from Mississippi now, so when you hear me, hey now can mean a lot of things. Hey now, how you doing? You hear me? Hey now.
We could go, oh yeah, so, you know, something go good, you like, oh yeah. Or we go OC, so my man just made a good play, oh, he OC. Oh, that was OC.
Ye and knee.
Ye and knee?
Ye and knee. You are knee fitted right now. I am Ye.
He's a G type of guy. G, knee, D, B,